review for the final, which is going to be on Monday. The final is prep. Oh my goodness. I'm glad it's Friday. Final is all prepware questions, multiple choice. Make sure you're studying the cooling, the induction, and turbine cooling and induction. So kind of 3 subject areas. However, my favorite style, I'm going to do your review oral question style. Yay! I'm so glad you're excited. Alright. First one up is David. On all of these, I'll read the question, and since it's oral, you may ask for more clarification if you need it, because some of these are a little vague. Under what conditions is carburetor icing most severe? Kind of looking for temp, mainly.
Temperature?
Yeah, temperature range.
Under what conditions? Okay, like a temperature range.
Yeah.
So I want to say it's 30 degrees Fahrenheit to, did I start off wrong?
No, that's
30
perfect.
30 degrees is 70 degrees Fahrenheit.
Okay, so that's when it can occur. But when is it most
40,
severe?
Most severe, 30 to 40.
Perfect. Excellent.
Boy.
Well done. Well done. And if it's like 100 degrees out and high humidity, does that guarantee I don't have to worry about carbide? No. Correct. I can still get carbide. Perfect. Joey. Carburetor icing on an engine equipped with a constant speed propeller can be detected by what instrument indications?
You're getting the RPM drop.
Constant speed.
Constant speed prop. And I am in governing range.
Manifold pressure.
Yes.
Yes.
And what will happen to my manifold pressure?
It'll increase.
In what situation? You wanna shovel to dig your hole? I get too much fun out of it. I'll ask you this. So let's say I just want to test. No, we'll go back to actual carb ice. Ice is building up on your carburetor. Plumber.
The manifold pressure is increase.
Very good. And if I just check carb heat and I'm in governing range, what will happen to manifold pressure?
I think it'll increase.
What is happening in my engine if I have, well, what does turning on carb heat do to my induction air?
Makes the air more dense.
More or less
It's
hot?
hot.
There you go. So therefore manifold pressure will drop. So pretty much always it's going to drop unless, and this is for anyone, I've tortured Joey enough. Bless you. Let's say the pilot notices, oh no, manifold pressure is dropping. I might have carburetor icing, so he turns carb heat on. Does have carburetor icing, so the engine's like, and manifold pressure drops a little more. Once you clear all that ice out, then what will happen to manifold pressure? It will go back up to where it originally was, hopefully, if everything's good. But any problems or turning carb heat on will cause manifold pressure to go down. Next one is Austin. The use of carburetor air heat when it's not needed may cause what? engine performance in general. Anthony's trying to help you. There you go. Before we have it explode, what would happen? Like, not as serious, but unfortunate. Yes, and just the whole thing starting to decrease in power. All right. Stephen. Ooh, this is a good one. Describe bootstrapping in your own words of a turbocharged engine. Yes. You're on it. So, let me ask this. Is it something that will destroy your engine and is terrible? Will it destroy the engine? Or if it starts to bootstrap, is that going to cause an engine to fail, or is it more of it'll affect it for a short time and it stops? So I'll throw this out to the class because I think as I was talking to people, a lot of people didn't quite have a real good understanding of this. So, what'd you say?
Sorry, transient power.
Yes, and that you had that word.
Oh,
Yes,
it's wandering.
but yeah,
It just keeps on adjusting you back and forth a little bit.
good. So it's kind of like, and transient means just a short time. It'll have a short increase in power, and then go back to where it was.
And that's typically around critical altitude.
Exactly.
So there's not a high probability of overboosting.
Correct.
So you would see that in the RPM gauge if it's constant speed.
Correct. Yes. And it's generally when it happens is when you're at critical altitude. So what position is the wastegate? Fully closed, sending everything through the turbine. And sometimes as you travel along through the air, atmosphere does weird stuff, so you might hit a pocket of more dense air. All of a sudden, boom, your turbo is getting that denser air. And if it doesn't have the special controllers, they can't react fast enough, so all of a sudden you get kind of, not a huge surge, but a little more power, because it's a little more dense, and boom, you're spinning your turbine a little faster. But as soon as you fly out of that pocket, it goes back to normal. And that's what I believe the sloped controller, because slope controller is sensing upper deck, comparing it to manifold, and it has real sensitive things inside of it to detect quick changes, so then it ports out oil and adjusts. But it's not, it doesn't harm the engine because you're not over boosting. It's more just annoying for the pilot and passengers. It's like, and so if you're, Richie rich and can afford the expensive additional controllers, fancy controllers to take care of bootstrapping, the manufacturers are very happy to sell them to you. Are there any other questions on bootstrapping? Okay. Anthony, where are exhausted gases directed? I'm exhausted too. No. Directed when the turbocharger wastegate is completely closed. What'd you say? No. Other one. Yes. Everything's going through the turbine when it's closed, because closing off its escape route, so gotta dry the turbine. I got it. Boost manifold pressure is generally considered to be any manifold pressure above what pressure? in the upper deck. Is it, I'll give this to you, controlling our wastegate at partial throttle or full throttle? Got it. This is a tricky one, but they do ask you questions on these. And anyone, what is this on an altitude engine system or a sea level engine system? A density control engine. What's it?
Altitude?
Wow, you got it. Sea level. So, I don't want to give away too much, but does anyone remember if it has a density controller, which senses upper deck pressure, therefore, and it's super simple, it can only control when it's at full throttle. Anyone remember the name of the one that controls at partial throttle?
Differential.
Correct. Very good. So then, Brian, what is the purpose of the rate of change controller in a turbocharger system?
Rate of change controller. Allows for slow adjustment of the wastegate valve during throttle.
So if I'm a throttle jockey and I slam the throttle forward, will it help to level out those quick changes? Very good. So rate of change controller typically will be with a absolute pressure controller or a variable absolute pressure controller like is on the 414. And it just helps, it's like basically just a little pop-off valve. So if it senses changes too fast, like jamming the throttle forward, it's like, yeah, it pops off its little self and drains oil because it's in parallel with absolute pressure controller. And anyone, what does that help prevent, do you think? Yep, overboost. Alright, now, Parker, what is the purpose of a differential pressure controller in a turbocharger system? Excellent. And do you or anyone, I'll throw this out to anyone, remember the kind of the thing that it helps with, one of the things that can be unfortunate, yes, Don got it. It does help with bootstrapping. So it's one of those fancy things that can help, it's more sensitive, so it helps prevent bootstrapping. You have it up. Hey, class, you can use resources. All right. Elijah, what is the pressure between the turbocharger and the throttle valve called?
Upper deck.
Very good. All right, Josh. Vortex dissipator systems are generally activated by what? Not necessarily.
Oh, splash
There you go.
switch.
There you go.
That's awesome. Well done, Josh. Well done. No, because I would die laughing. So yeah, landing gear switch is going to activate the vortex dissipator so it can take bleed air blow away to the vortex. Layout. The application of carb heat will have what effect on the fuel mixture? Correct. Becomes richer. If I have carb heat, will I become richer? Zach. What is the purpose of an augmenter used in some reciprocating engine exhaust systems?
To create a lower pressure, which then draws more, which creates a pressure, which draws more. The air
Excellent. Perfect. Dan, how would you, or could you, should you, repair a vent cooling fin on an aluminum cylinder head? That's great. Generally speaking, are you allowed to take a bent fin and bend it back? Correct. There's a couple oddball Lycoming ones that'll let you, but Continental for sure is like, no, 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 no bend. Isaac, how should cowl flaps generally be positioned for takeoff and ground ops? Correct. And then once the pilot's up cruising along, how should they be positioned? Perfect. And Harrison, what component in a turbine engine operates at the highest temperature? I think you're thinking right. Yes. Yes. You're on it. That one. Anyone want to help him out with some multiple names?
Turbine inlet, nozzle, jet nozzle,
Nozzle, diaphragm, first stage turbine nozzle guide vanes, first stage turbine inlet vanes. But you are totally on the right track. The turbine inlet vane, like, yeah. Yep. Alrighty. That's all the questions I have. Huh. Well, let me show you what the lab plan will be for today. Okay, first of all, I want to thank everyone for being diligent and working through the group labs because we're back on schedule pretty much. Beach check got a little bit behind, but I think we'll get through it today. If we have to, we can do some because the final, I think, is 60 questions, something like that. So you will have time Monday to finish up some stuff. So, first of all, the 414 cooling system inspection, that's lab 7, part of question 13. Zach and Sam, you'll be up on, I'll put you on the left engine. And then Corbin and Nate, I'll put you on the right engine of the 414s to start off. After them, we'll have David and Gavin, and then Elijah and Austin. Once you're done with your beach jet, you'll be the last one on the 414, so you can just finish that up. Then, ice. I'm going to start on this side with the ice. So, Micah and Stephen, you'll be first up on ice, and whichever side when you get out there is available. It doesn't matter right or left engine. And then John and Anthony, you'll be on opposite engine from them. After that, I had a schedule back there, and I'll have it with me as well. We'll go Trevor and Parker, and then Peak and Joey. With this group, beach jet is priority, so make sure you get that done because you can do ice Monday, but I think you have plenty of time. And then also Josh, Abed, Isaac, and Harrison, you're on for ice, but beach jet priority. So beach jet, Elijah and Austin, you're on right. Is that correct? So you guys finish up on that, and on the left, I'm kind of doing some shuffling around. Isaac and Harrison, I'll put you right away on the left end of the beach jet if you're ready for that. Sweet. And then I'll kind of work up. I'll be grabbing the next groups. So if you are on for the beach jet, make sure you have that manual reference up ready for you to go. So when I come and grab you, you can dive right in. Any questions on that? So we're doing pretty good on air filters. I just have a couple more people that need to do an air filter. I have a lot of people that still need to do the 182. It's not that hard. Try to get that done. And you do need to tell me the fault before you submit the lab so I make sure you get the correct fault. Couple turbocharger explanations. We can do those in between or with while the cooling inspection's going on. So just grab me when you're ready to do that. And I wanted to make a note yesterday as I was kind of cleaning up as people were finishing. The King Air door was hanging open. The 182 door was hanging open. So if nobody's right after you scheduled to be on that aircraft, please make sure it's closed up. The windows are closed. And cause yes, I do check, but it's nice if you do a good maintenance job of making sure your aircraft